Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're checking out a product sent out to me by a company called Goofoto. Strange name, but this is basically a vlogger's tripod, similar to the Gorilla Pod type style. So you have these flexible legs that you can either use in normal tripod mode, so you can just set it up somewhere. You can bend them in order to make it so then your vlogging experience is a little bit easier because it gives you more of a better reach. Or you can also set it up whereby you wrap it around objects, as we can see on the back just here. Maybe wrap it around a pole, a tree, something like that in order to give you more interesting sort of angles. Yeah, in terms of the packaging, very simple, literally just in cardboard box. Very minimal branding, a few illustrations there, just giving you some ideas in terms of how you can use it. And it does state that it's compatible with both a smartphone as well as probably smaller digital cameras. I wouldn't really want to be using my A7Siii on this, but something similar to a ZV-10, ZV-E10, something that kind of size, as long as the ZV-E10 hasn't got too big of a lens on it, it should be fine. So what we'll do is we'll pop this open and we'll take a look at what we actually get. So yep, that's everything from inside the box. So it does come with a Bluetooth sort of shutter button, if you like. What you do with these is you just sync it up with your phone on the Bluetooth setting, and then you can use this as a remote shutter in order to either start, stop a recording, or just take photos as well. After that, we get the actual tripod. It comes fully assembled for smartphones, so it does come set up like this. So we do have these sort of rubberized coating on the actual legs themselves, and the bottom of the actual feet themselves are also they've got like a rounded rubber stud on them as well. Ordinarily you can just set this up and use it in normal tripod mode, and obviously you can straighten out the legs in order to make it even. What you can also do is, obviously for vlogging, you can kind of do this, so you bend it into this kind of shape, and what that enables you to do is to keep your arm much lower and have the phone or the camera or whatever device you're using at a better sort of height for you, so you're not putting as much strain on your arm by having to keep this either straight and angle, basically have your arm fully outstretched. I have tested it for a few shots just using it like this, and nowadays, because especially on the newer iPhone 13s and any of those sort of era of phones, the stabilization is so good that realistically you don't even need a gimbal when you're using your main wide angle lens. If you're using telephoto or ultra wide obviously probably stabilizes it even more, but if you're using the telephoto, yeah, in that sort of scenario you may want to take a gimbal with you if you're doing that kind of setup. But if you're using this for vlogging, then more than likely you're not going to be using the telephoto. If anything, it's probably the ultra wide lens that you'll want to be using. In order to get this all fully set up, it's literally just a case of getting your phone, sliding in. So this mechanism is spring loaded, as you can see just there. I do prefer the spring-loaded clamps like this just because it doesn't end up putting too much pressure on, because you can never really gauge how much you're tightening something down when you have a screw or something on the back. The actual spring in it is relatively strong, so you don't need to worry about it basically dropping out. Once it's in, it's in. So the key selling points of this particular type of tripod is the fact that you've got a lot of flexibility in terms of how you set this up. So you can basically bend these legs any way you want, and that enables you to basically wrap them around objects and have it set up somewhere where maybe you're making an entrance into shot, and you can basically tie this to a tree, a pole, a bench, anything. It gives you a lot more flexibility in that sense. Using it like this, because of the entire length of the actual legs being rubberized, it does mean that you have loads of grip, so I won't have any worries about this dropping out my hand whilst using it. One of the other sort of key selling points of this particular one is the sort of the head that it comes with. So you do have a ball head already attached, and basically you can use this to quickly switch between vertical and horizontal video or photos. For anybody that's using TikTok and apps of that nature, Snapchat, you're going to want that vertical video. For me personally, I absolutely hate vertical video, but obviously for all of you guys out there that do prefer it, you would obviously just switch it quickly like that, and then all you do is you just unscrew this little fix in here, rotate it back around, and that's it, you're good to go. Everything so far has all been positive. There is a few negatives about it as well. The first thing that I noted was there's no way of actually fully getting this to reset back to completely straight without it being a case of you literally just squashing the crap out of the legs. From the point when I first took this out of the box and started testing it, I've not been able to get these legs perfectly straight again, and that leads on to the second issue that not so much an issue but a sort of an omission that I wish they'd included, and that would be some sort of a spirit level. Now, because they have this particular head, the pivot head, the ball head that you can quickly rotate between portrait and landscape, it means that you're going to use this for basically moving it around. And if it was literally just going from there to there and then back again, then it would have been fine, and basically this sort of issue wouldn't have even occurred. But once you've taken it back to that point, as you can see, this is no longer straight now. It's slightly off-centered, and what I would have liked would have been just in this base, just here somewhere, on the part where you're basically looking at it, if they'd included some sort of a spirit level just to help you get it set up again. Because whilst handheld, you can just kind of adapt and you can just bend it a little and make it work that way. When you've got it sat down in tripod mode, you want to know that your shot, the shot that you're composing, is actually level and straight. And if you want to catch a horizon or something, whilst being able to adjust this via the fixing is very quick, I would have preferred if they just included a spirit level somewhere on there. That would have actually sped that process up and also given you the reassurance that, yeah, you've got it perfectly level. For the most part, I don't think that's too big of an issue, but obviously the combination between never being able to get these legs back perfectly straight again and obviously not having that spirit level means that for the odd occasion when you're composing a shot, it's not going to be perfectly straight, and for me personally, that's something that would really bug me. Other than that, there's not really much else that I've found in terms of a negative. If you wanted to, obviously this top mount is just threaded on, so we can take that off, and it's just your standard quarter inch thread on there that you can basically fix your camera onto. Now, as I said, if you wanted to add a quick release mount or something like that for your camera, you could do. Personally, I wouldn't want to use something too heavy on this. I've not really tested it with my A7S III, but just the fact that it would be weighted so heavily going forward because of the lenses that I use, I just don't think that this is suitable for that, for anything with a bigger lens. Anything with built-in lenses like the ZV-10, I think for that, any kind of pocket cameras basically, for those I think it'll be perfect. But for something where you're getting external lenses and basically you can get zoom lenses and stuff like that, I don't think it's suitable for those sort of use cases. So yeah, that's my quick video on the Goofoto tripod. Price wise, this is not too bad, which for something like this, if this was available back when I first started my YouTube, I think I could have actually made quite a lot of use out of this. This is something that going forward for some of my other channels that I have planned, my car channels, I think it will come in useful just for when I'm moving around the car, just being able to set it up in different places, maybe hang it off the fence or something. You can literally just hook it over the fence like that, and obviously being able to have this pivot head means that you can then rotate the camera up and have it so then it's hanging. Similar to some tripods that have actually come out where they have a little hook built in for that very reason. I think this is something where you can literally just hook it onto something and have these legs actually support it, and then you've actually got quite a sturdy setup just there. Really like the actual tripod. So once again, thank you very much to Goofoto for actually sending this out for review. If any of you guys are interested in the product, I will have links in the description below. There will be affiliate links. Occasionally they will also have discounts as well, so please, if you want to support the channel, do check those out. I'd really appreciate if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and also hit the bell icon. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload any new videos, and I'd also really appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up. And other than that, thanks very much for watching.